Ooh, good evening, everybody. And happy
Go ahead, I'll
Wednesday. This
follow you.
is Leah, Brian, and Loft Manager Richard from the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario and the Pioneer One Loft Race, here with your Monday Night Family Show on a Wednesday. Monday Night Family Show on a Wednesday. Flipping things around. I'm going to check to make sure we're live on Facebook and YouTube and send it over to Ryan. Over to you, Ryan.
So, somebody better let Michael Peebler know. If you're out there, Peeves, now's the time to tune into the show. Hey, wake up. What is the word? What's wake up? Hey, welcome, Facebookers, YouTubers, people on Instagram, tweeters, twerkers, homeless people, people that are millionaires, poor people, whatever country you're in, please like, share, and subscribe. If you don't like what we're doing, just subscribe, share, and still like. And if you really like what we're doing, like, share, and subscribe. But what your job is to get more people to come to the show. That's your job if you're part of the Pioneer family. That's Loft Manager Richard. Mm-hmm. You guys know who I am. And we apologize for the Monday show. We had, summer camp. We had to pick up kids at summer camp. And when you got these responsibilities, guys, remember when you were a little kid, how fun was summer camp? You wanted to stay right to the very end. So, hey, we had to push it back. We're here on Wednesday. Probably going to be a better show. We got some winners today. We got some lessons. We got some greens for the birds. This show is going to be packed. Everything and anything to do with racing pigeons. Participate. Remember, these shows work the best when you participate. If you just sit there and watch like a stump on a log, I know you're enjoying it, but we need your help. We need you to engage, participate. Remember, we might not like everything you say. You're definitely probably not going to like everything we say, but we're all learning. So, hey, take what you like from this and use it, or just listen, sit back and enjoy the show. Please, again, like, share, and subscribe. And, hey, make yourself a drink or a tea or a coffee or something. And
Iced tea is beautiful.
Iced tea is
I
good.
love
It's
it.
hot. Back to you, Leah.
We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. The comments are not coming up on my program at the moment, but I can see them on my other device. So I want to give a big shout out to Ampar Loft, Michael Peebler is in the house, Bruce Dixon, David Tracy, Sherry Tracy. Hello, good evening. So until I can get the comments up there, I'm just going to have to do the reading on them. If you're watching us over on YouTube, let us know. So maybe I can see a comment from you guys. What do we do on the family show? We talk anything and everything to do with pigeons, pigeon racing, pigeon health, one loft racing, you name it. We talk about it. So if you guys have questions about pigeons or pigeon racing or pigeon health, put them in the comments and our loft managers will do their best to answer for you, or somebody in our audience will. What do we want to do first off, Brian?
I think I could say we started off here the first 10 days in a row with training the one loft birds, and that's going well. They're learning. They're getting better. We've made a few mistakes, but they're getting better slowly. And we got our little Murph there. He's going by. But, birds are coming along good. Again, the repetition, you can see it is working. So I don't know if anyone has questions. Now's the time for that. Also, we had some videos there. I sent Leah some videos today. I know people right now are getting their bands allocated at their clubs for young birds, or well, some clubs are already over. But Frank Eichord, boy, he really came up with an ingenious way to transport bands around if you have to be the club secretary and allocate chips, Leah.
Did you want to show that now?
Yeah, we can show it now, sure.
Okay, and while we're showing it, you need to explain what it is that we're looking at, because I know the video is a bit quick, and I'm not sure if people are going to quite understand, but good news is you have the item there in front of you as well, which we can look at, so that's good too. So here we go. We're going to show the video, and Ryan, explain what we're looking at. Give me a second here. There you are. Okay, what are we looking at?
Frank took an old book, ripped the pages all out, and he put in some styrofoam. He drilled the holes in the styrofoam, and the styrofoam holds the chips in right there. He drilled the holes out, and then he puts the tape along, and he writes the number down in front of each hole. So works real well, because you can close the book, put an elastic on it, and and take it. I mean, you literally see here just how easy this is.
Now, do you want to show how a chip goes in, just to make it look so easy?
There's chips in it right here.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's loaded.
It's all loaded with his chips. Now again, that's what makes these so good.
Well, you just need a pair of needle nose to pull them out.
I was using a pen before, but
right,
and I don't have any fingernails, so. Anyways, you guys get the drift. The chips pop out.
Put the numbers in front of the chip,
mm-hmm.
The bird number, and away you go.
And he brought his sheet. He had everything labeled where what birds had what money bands on. Did it nice. Put it in the book. Put this on. Elastic band it. So if you're driving down the car and it tips over,
that's it.
You got no problems. And hey, what did Frank do before pigeon flying? This is how he met his wife. He used to be a yarner.
It is a great idea. Frank Eichhorn says that was Dave Rogers' book. So isn't that great? What a great idea. Wow. Transferred down from one pigeon flyer to another. So we thought we would share that with you guys because we thought it's a great way to do it. Ingenious.
That goes to show you Dave Rogers was 100% top-notch pigeon flyer.
Smart man.
And just something like that shows you where
the detail
he was thinking. Yeah.
What they say, leave no stone unturned.
Yeah.
That's like the smallest little bullshit stone.
I'd have to say that, Dave Rogers lives on just with this.
With that book.
Yeah, he lives on. There
you go.
Yeah, that's neat. Good job. Awesome. Guys, if you have questions, remember, put them in the comments. This show works best when we're all interactive. Did you want to show one of the other videos next, Ryan?
Yeah. We haven't seen it here in a couple years. Pox. And this is for the new people, okay? This is more for the new people. There's always the new people that watch and they don't comment. But you guys are going to see this is what pox looks like. A type of a pox on a pigeon. So you get this normally in young pigeons. When you see the lesions, either on the eyes or in the mouth, the birds already have the fever. The worst is you're seeing the end tail of it. The gross part's the worst part. Before that, they were in stress.
Fever.
The fever, yeah. And the lesion is exactly like when you get a canker sore or chicken pox, something along those lines. This is what it looks like. We've got two videos. The first one, you're going to see if it's the mealy, this bird's coming out of it. And
more so than the blue. But what was I going to say is before these pox show, your birds look normal, fairly normal. And you could wonder if you sent your birds to a race and they're falling off, you're behind 45 minutes or an hour behind, and you wonder. Well, what it is your bird has pox, but you can't see it till it comes out. Your birds have a fever. So this is where they fall off. And you could say, well, I'm going to treat them for canker. I'm going to treat them for coccidiosis, or all these little treatments. The bird doesn't even have that problem. He's got pox, but you don't even know it until it comes out.
And by the way, they get it from mosquitoes. They get it from picking on the trailer, picking each other, picking the eye, picking at the beak. Then they go and they have a drink. And those troughs, the water runs through, and that's how the pox gets spread. So,
if I can say something else, some people vaccinate for pox. So they've got the immunity, a slight immunity with the vaccine.
Right.
But those birds that have been vaccinated, if they come on the truck, they're coming on and they pick your bird, take a drink of water, your bird takes a drink. 9 times out of 10, he's going to get pox. And I don't blame people for vaccinating for pox, because one guy vaccinates and no one else does, everybody gets pox. When birds get pox, your birds are going to be out of commission for 2 or 3 weeks for sure. And the guy that vaccinated for pox, he's just going to sail right on through.
And I know in Canada you can't get pox vaccine. It's illegal here to get it. And it's funny, we haven't had it here this year, but this is our first year with the one loft birds. We've taken in American birds
In a while.
And I'm not knocking the Americans because they can get a hold of it. And if I was going into any one loft race, I would pox my babies before I send them.
I'll pox them.
Yeah.
Now some clubs, some combines or clubs, they say if you pox your birds, you're not allowed on the truck.
I just wouldn't tell anybody.
Yeah, I just don't tell anybody. I will pox them.
But anyways,
I mean,
before we get to the video, Mike Green is asking, it's a live vaccine? Or he's saying it's a live vaccine.
It's a live vaccine. And there's multiple ways to put it on. Some people pull a few feathers by the leg until you see a little bit of blood, just a drop of blood, and you just paint. It's like a nail brush, Leah, like you do your nails.
Just dab it.
You just dab it. And that's one way. Another way is you can inject them in on the keel. And when you inject them on the keel, you put the needle, like you remember little kids, you see someone that put a pin through their finger, through the skin, and they inject it in. That's it. You can inject it underneath the skin as well. Multiple ways to do it, but it is a live vaccine, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to show the first video, Ryan, and you can maybe explain what it is that we're looking at in the first video, which is the second one you sent me. That's the one you want me to show first?
Yeah.
Hopefully I got the right one. If not, we'll see.
There's 2 types.
All right, so here we go.
There it is right there. Take a look. You see the growth on the eyes? See the growth over the beak? It looks yellowy. It looks cheesy.
You can see when it turns, you can see he's even got a growth in his ear.
Yeah.
On that one side, coming out of his ear. You turn it around. There you go. See his ear?
Yeah, his ear's
he's got a lump in his ear as well. And those growths even appear on the toes. You'll see it on the toes. You'll see it looks like a wart.
A little yellow piece of cheese.
Yeah.
Exactly what you see on that coming out by the side of the beak and on the eyelids.
Yeah. Don't try and pull it off. Just let it do its thing, and that's it.
And what works real good on this, what you could give to this bird right now, is you take sulfur, mix it with some butter, or some
fat drippings, or Vaseline. Yeah, make a paste.
Make a paste and smear it on where the pox are.
Just put it on the pox. Yeah.
And the sulfur will just dry it up.
Yeah.
Done.
On the feet, if it's got it on the toes, just rub it onto the toes, and it'll help it.
It'll help.
Get rid of it.
It'll dry it up.
Yeah.
Now, Ryan, I'm going to show the second video, and you can tell everybody what we're looking at in the second video. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just a minute here.
Yeah, there. You see it again. Now this one's clearing up. I think this one's on its. It didn't get it as bad.
It's starting to dry up.
Starting to dry up. Yeah.
Yeah. The pox is shrinking.
Pox is shrinking, but people, you can look at that. You can notice that. You don't panic when you see it. It's not the end of the world.
You got pox.
You got pox.
So, but they will recover from it, right? If you treat them, they'll be okay. They'll continue on to be able to fly and race. And
yeah, and those birds that you see there, the legions have come through. They come out. But in your loft, it can go through your whole loft. As long as they're drinking, as long as they're in the loft, as long as there are birds in there, it can spread like wildfire, and it can just stop. Sometimes it doesn't spread. Sometimes it does spread. So keep your eyes open.
That's why putting that apple cider vinegar in there is going to help stop that spread.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, next up, we've got some greens there in the back. Did you want to talk about that, or did you want to show some of the birds that won?
Whatever. You want to show the greens and get them over.
Yeah, here we go.
Let's show the greens. Sure. What do we got there?
So now this is another type of green.
Don't you have some greens flying here in Twisted Sister?
We got some greens.
What's the name of the greens?
Heather Green.
Heather Green.
Mike Green.
Heather Green. Mike Green.
That's Mike Green.
That's Mike Green. Hold on.
That's Heather Green.
How much greens did you pick?
There you go. That's Mike Green.
That's Mike.
Heather Green.
And that's Heather.
That's Heather. All right. Well, hey. Okay. You picked these, so tell me, what are they?
These grow along my fence line, and I pulled these off, and I throw them into my stock birds, and they just love them. They eat them right down. And the thing is, when I do cut them, they grow back. So another 2 or 3 weeks, I get them back again, and they love it. And
do we know what those are?
it has very little smell. It doesn't have any smell. It almost looks like, I don't know, a wild rhubarb or.
Now, do we want to try this or
Oh,
not?
I don't know. I see somebody else has been trying it right here. See?
Okay, what do you think? Does the audience think we should try this or not?
I don't know what it is. It's not a rhubarb. It's not a burdock. I really don't know.
Maybe before you stick it in your mouth and swallow it, why don't we let the audience take a look at it, and maybe somebody from the audience knows what it is before you eat it? Because if it's poisonous, or
Well, if it's poisonous, the birds would die, right?
maybe it's
They
not
love
poisonous
eating
to
that.
birds, but it's poisonous to humans. I don't
To
know.
humans, I haven't got a clue. I don't know.
Maybe. Anyway, do you guys know what it is? Let us know in the comments. Is there anything on your property that your birds like to eat that you maybe might be interesting to us? Let us know in the comments. What do we got there, Ryan?
Beetroots.
The beet tops. This is the tops of the beetroot.
Well, where do you get those?
From a good friend who's a gardener.
What you do is, listen, when you want to get stuff like that, go to your grocery store, get the beets. If they got the roots on them and that, give it to them.
Well, you got the beets and the
flour.
stock.
That's right. But Derek Walsh, he said, go get the hard beets. And he says you chop it up like small corn. And he says the pigeons will devour it.
Right.
But he says you got to be good with a knife. Take your time. But you know what?
So I took these beet tops off the beets, which, I mean, the tops, when I fed them, they were almost, you got half a size there. They were like, they were like, the beet tops were like this when they were full. And took that
right down
and threw them into the stock birds, and they just love it. They eat it right down to, as you can see, like
nothing. That's the garbage end. This is the part you took out.
Yeah, that part they didn't eat.
They didn't eat. You brought it in. So it looks like shit because, hey, they went through it.
Sherry says don't do it. Don't eat it. She's worried about you guys. Just don't eat the leaves. We don't know what it is, but she says don't do it.
Could we smoke them? If we dried them?
Well, maybe.
It'd be great for smoking, maybe. There you go. You want a little French salad dressing?
As soon as you bite it and put it in your mouth,
it's bitter.
Same as that last shit we ate. She's spicy.
Just
bite it, and once your tongue hits her, it's the same shit.
You guys.
You're bringing that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't know why they like to eat this, but they eat it.
I'm not burning. As soon as my lips touched it, I could feel the prickles.
Oh, man. The more you chew it, just like...
Trying to kill it. My loft manager.
This stuff's terrible stuff.
I can see
I don't know how they can eat it. This is bad.
Tracy
this is worse than apple cider vinegar.
My bird.
And it just sticks in your throat. They like it. They love it.
Sorry, I'm not sure if you guys can hear me or not. David Tracy says, my birds eat these little purple flowers that grow in the grass in the yard in the spring.
Yeah. I know our birds, when we let them out here, thank God they haven't got in here, but what are those things we got growing there, those flowers, those nice,
those little
what are they called?
Tulips or begonias.
Begonias or something?
Yeah, they eat them all.
They get in there, they'll eat all the begonia flowers right off.
I'm surprised this year
they haven't been in there.
They haven't been in there. They're all around them, but they haven't got into them. Maybe.
No. Well, maybe one day we'll walk out there, one afternoon, they'll be all gone.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know.
They even had them at the front of the house last year or the year before. And the birds would eat all the ones at the back. Next thing you know, they were all up the front of the house, down there in the front, eating all of them
out. Jay-Z says, Leah, call 911. I think you guys are going to be all right.
That stuff tastes terrible, man. Oh.
They like it. Must do something for them that they like. I'd like the taste of it. Who knows? All right, there we go. All right, you want to talk about the race or the hotspot number 1 on Sunday there, Ryan?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I'm still trying to figure out what the reviews are on it. Talked to multiple people. Multiple people were very excited and they thought it was cool and interesting. And then the other thing I said, well, Well, I'll be more interested when they're at 200 miles.
Yeah.
And I agree with all that. But, training and racing and where does it start? It starts right at the beginning. There's different levels of this. And it's a graduated process. It's a graduated process. And it's going to be very interesting at the end of this season at 300 miles. How did those top 21 birds do here today? How many of them are there at the end? They all might be. They all might not be. It's a total different. It's like a roller coaster of hills.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the birds. I don't think they could have done that any better. They did it in a headwind. They did it in 2.5 minutes to 2.5 miles. They gave their very best.
They're marathon, let's say marathon runners. Okay. So marathon runner, if he runs a 30-mile marathon, he goes slow. Quarter mile, half a mile, slow. He does that a lot of times. Does that maybe a mile, then he goes, until you get up to a certain strength.
Yeah. Well, they came out. They did their half a circle, and they're pretty much already going. I mean, you see them back at the loft, and you'll see it here now. You see them just storming the hole there. They look good to me. Do a lot of pacing.
They're very focused. You can see the focus is right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Big time focus. And you see those birds on the Twisted Sister. There's birds there that can beat mine, but mine
hit the board
and pound it in. And I had somebody say to me, "Well, it's unfair that you were there. I was in the loft calling. Both the lofts can hear. Both those lofts were coming in for my calling. Our calls fairly close to the same. We only have 3 people here, so one of us is going to have to take the birds. One of us has to do the show. To me, it doesn't matter which way."
Well, I'm getting mine up in the sister now. I'm getting them set. So when they arrive, there's always
a couple handfuls.
A few handfuls of feed in the tray.
Yep.
So they know when they arrive.
The first ones get to eat.
Yeah. I know I had my birds trained years ago. For example, I take them 20 miles. I used to train before work, and then I had to go to work, and I had it so that there was a bit of feed in the tray when they came home from their toss, and they would go in, they would come in, they knew that, and they would come right in and eat a bit and have a drink. And I've taken them for tosses, 20-mile toss, and it happened to me quite a few times. I let them up, I come home, fairly fast driving, come home, and I thought, I'll sit and wait for them here, I didn't see any pigeons sitting on the roof. I don't see nothing. I said, oh, darn things, they're not here yet. Oh, walk down to the loft, everybody's in. Like they come in, they trap. So once they get on that system that they know there's going to be something there for them when they get home, they get on that system. And you could put a radio up, or you could have the system where they actually know he's got something for me. So that's not going to depend so much on me being here. So I'm getting them onto that system now,
Right. And what Richard's saying is, guys, if you beat them home and you're doing that system, the first couple times they're not going to know what's going on until they start to go in and get a drink and say, oh, there's a little bit of scratch here, there's a little treat here for me. So you gotta give that time for it to work.
See, in those days when I was working, I would put a breakfast feed out for them if I was training in the morning and I couldn't come home because I was gone to work.
Right.
Breakfast feeding, which would be, let's say, a soup spoon of feed per bird.
Right.
And then in the afternoon when I come home, I would let them out for a loft fly. And when they come down,
you give them their dinner.
I give them their soup spoon at night.
Again.
And they respected me when I came home. I gave the whistle, whatever, they respected me. But they knew in the morning, we do our stuff. When I come in, there's going to be a breakfast, or there's going to be a light feeding for me.
Right. And I see that.
A lot of times when birds work hard in the heat, in training, all they really want is to get in and get a drink of water and just sit down for half an hour or whatever before they eat.
Right. And, you know, getting back to that, I see that video there. You see the winners, boom, they storm the board. You can see it in that video. But then if you watch back and you see David Tracy, Floriana Lindo, they're saying, oh, the birds look hot. Birds are hot. Okay, hold on. Yes, it's a very hot day. But you see those pigeons on the board, the cockbirds cooing around, bouncing around, right? They're not starved, those pigeons that we took. They're cut back to do what they have to do. But they've got still endless amounts of energy because you can see what they're doing. Yeah, there's some birds panting. But when you see that cockbird on that board, just bouncing.
Those birds that are panting, they're not in the same physical condition as you've seen the guy that was cooing. But the guy that was cooing is in a little different condition. His mental condition is not as focused because all he wants to do is look for a girlfriend.
And by the way,
right?
Isn't it funny? We point the birds out on the roof that are panting, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see the first 100 pant, did you? What did you see them do? They blew through the back of the shed.
Yeah,
they went right through because you know what? They weren't hot. They weren't panting. But some of those ones that you see panting, they're not into condition yet. They're building up to it. And everyone builds condition like people at a different pace.
They don't have the same muscle. They're probably a little bit overweighted.
Yeah.
And that's why they're panting.
Or they're just at a different pace. So
you know the old saying, lean and mean.
Right.
He's lean and he's mean. Watch out.
And again, we didn't see 150 birds hit the roof and 150 go like this for 2 minutes. No. We see whang, everybody in, and guess what I see? Where the camera focuses on, the last 40 birds that are sitting out there going like this. Yeah, those ones are hot.
I'm just going to get to the comments here. Getting back to the greens, Michael Peebler has a great idea. He says, go to the farmer's market and ask the people who are selling veggies for veggie green tops. You could also go to your local grocery store. Maybe they've got some scraps or whatnot that they're throwing out, or you can always get discount lettuce and discount produce stuff that has is ready to go bad. I know you can get discount stuff at the grocery store all the time. Jay-Z asks, are you guys doing a sprint series?
Yeah, I think we're about $2,000 away in the master breeder. I think we're going to get to 8,000 to 10,000. If we can get there, then I think we'll do a sprint series. I know everyone likes the sprint series. I know I do. Leah, I know it's a lot of work. What's your thought on the sprint series?
My thought is I just don't want to throw too much out there all at once. We've got the pick bird. We've got the master breeder right now. I'm interested to see how the master breeder goes. So far, it's going great. And then maybe when we close the master breeder, maybe we'll open up the sprint series. I don't know yet. I know money's tight for everybody, and I just don't want everybody to feel obligated that they have to enter everything, or you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Well, how does everybody else feel? Do you guys want to do a sprint series? It doesn't matter to me. If there's the participation, then it's more the merrier, right? It just adds to the fun.
Yeah, and maybe our sprint series this year, if we do one, we might just do the Gravenhurst. We might do, one. We might do 4 Gravenhurst and make that the sprint series from the same spot. I guess we're going to have to wait. Again, we're nowhere near Gravenhurst. We've only done 10 training flights, and you know what? They're getting better. They're still going to be here a dip. They're still going to lose some pigeons. We're nowhere near that point yet. So you know what? Let's get tomorrow done, and let's get the graduation done. Then we're going to restart again. Hopefully,
the first 10 miler was what was it? Was it about a 15-mile-an-hour tailwind?
Yeah.
Tailwind. Yeah, and that's as you could see it for young birds only from 10 miles that are focused to go. How many? Half of them? They didn't put the brakes on.
No.
They just kept on going, and they started dribbling back. So that tailwind is really dangerous. I said to Ryan, you're better off to train in a headwind than in a tailwind, because that tailwind, if they're not up here in the brain, some of them just keep right on going, right? You're better off to take them, instead of 10 miles, to take them 30 miles in a tailwind. They have more chance to think, but we're not at that point yet.
Yeah, we're not there.
Early days. David Tracy says birds that are clocking last on these short tosses will be at the top when it comes to the longer distances. Jay-Z says now it's easy because you got the clock. Back in the day, you didn't know what time they came home. And David
That's
Tracy
right.
says, I read where Paul Boston would eliminate birds that would come home panting and wings hanging after so many minutes. Well,
You know what? It was what he believed in, and he probably what I'm going to say is, if you could take a note of, if you could actually, not blue bars, but if you had a red pied or a blue pied, and you could see those birds, and you did a study, you'll probably find these birds that you see here now with the wings out panting, they're probably not the birds that you have at the end anyway. So probably what he was doing was,
he's probably right. Okay, so if you take a look at the birds that came home today that were panting, out of how many birds? 265 birds, 260 birds.
Yeah.
How many were panting? I bet you there was only, I don't even think there was 10.
I don't think so.
Not even 10.
No.
So exactly what you said. Let's see if those birds, and it's actually when you open a throat up, you check how the throat is. Those birds are probably that little, in the back of the throat was just probably going like this, and the slit was wide open.
They're not. I don't think they're probably just not the pigeons for this type of job, for racing, right? But hey, we're gonna see in the end. The basket will not lie to you. You can call birds however you want. The back's weak, the vents are open, he's puffing when he lands, and you could kill Northern Dancer. You could kill Secretariat. You could kill them.
Whoever made that statement, if whoever came on here and made it, has probably proven to himself, when I see that,
it's a weakness.
Yeah. Have you ever had doubt?
Right.
Doubt. I look at a bird sometimes and I say, oh, I have some doubt about you. I don't think something about you. I just have doubt about you. 9 times out of 10, that pigeon turns out to be garbage.
But what I'm saying is, if you're not sure because you're new, the basket's not going to lie to you. You just take them down the road respectfully every day, just like what we're doing. Let the basket play the game, and the basket's going to tell you the story. He will help you 100%. So that's all I can say.
And a lot of times to put birds in condition can take a month, at least to 6 weeks, to put them into a certain kind of condition for the job. And if you're going religiously every day and you're giving them loft flying in the morning or loft flying in the afternoon, train in the morning, they're getting enough.
And we have other people saying, I see on some of the shows, I say, well, why are you training so late in the day? We're at 2 miles. We're at 10 miles. We're at 20 miles here. I want the birds to go out in the morning. They're still young. Go out and play for a bit. Land, pick on the grass. Hawk scares you up. Play a little bit more. Then, hey, train them. Come in when I call you. That's a training toss, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's training. Finish. When I call you, finish. They finish. Put them in the basket. Basket training. It's basket training time now. They sit there, sometimes 6 hours, sometimes 4 hours. Just sit there. Wait. Then we go up to the spot. Train. Come home. Finish again. They get 2 finishes in a day. They get some free loft line. They get to burn energy off. They get basket training. So do you want me to tell you? We're leaving as many little stones as unturned. And for people that say, well, you got to train them in the morning. Yes, you can. They're training in the morning. 6, 7, 8 o'clock when we let them out. The sun's on this side. The sun's on that side. They go for a ramble. They're still training. But we're getting 2 types of training. We're getting the sun on one side in the morning. And in the afternoon, we're getting the sun on the other side. Because, by the way, when we hit 300 miles, Like we had last year, we had pigeons clocking just about into the dark. You get a headwind. And they better get used to the sun on both sides. That's just my opinion.
If you can train to the dark,
It's even better.
it's even better. Train to the dark. See who comes to the dark.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. And train to the heat. Get them in the heat.
That's right. And remember, getting them in the heat, when you have them basketed in that heat, they're conditioning. To sit in that heat, they condition. They're getting your body used to it, used to how to breathe, used to taking the punishment. I think it's very good.
Robert Daughtry says you have to train different times to get them used to it for racing. We absolutely agree. Another question I had for you, Ryan. Why so many training tosses? Why, when I look at other one loft races and their schedules, and I look at ours, why do we have so many training tosses and the other ones do 10 to 15? Why is that?
It's quite simple. We're here to create a racing pigeon. The other races are there to do the minimal work. They're the winner. Take your money. Minimal work. Very little training. And I call it the Hail Mary, hallelujah, hallelujah. And if you think I'm wrong, watch what I'm about to say. The races that are around here, there's 4 of them. There's 3 of them. They all got more birds. They can all come and play against us for free. But when they watch our videos and they watch the pigeons fly through the back of the shed from 2 miles in 2.5 minutes in a headwind, haha, that's a joke, isn't it? They do it at 10. Yeah. They'll do it at 21. Yeah. They'll do it at 50. Yeah. And they keep going. That's what we're creating. We're creating a racing pigeon. And this one loft race thing I'm seeing here, I'm seeing the one loft managers taking people's money.
It's repetitious.
No work.
Repetitious. That's what it is. Okay? And no matter what you do in this world, if you're a roofer, the first time he hits the nail with the hammer, a lot of times he smashes fingers and whatever, but did it again, and he did it again, and he did it again. After about 5,000 million times, the guy could put nails on and look at you, bang, the nails in, bang. It's repetitious. The first time the guy got the hockey puck, he shot it and it didn't even hit the net. But when he did it so many times, it's a repetitious system. And that's what it has to be.
I watched a new one loft race here in Canada. I'm not going to drop the names. Mm-hmm. New one loft race. I think the guy's trying his best. Mm-hmm. He's doing these videos, blah, blah. Great. I look at the training 13 times before the first race. First race is supposed to be 121 miles on the little piece of paper. 86 miles. Why'd you back off? I'm not in the race. Mm-hmm. Whatever you want to run. I look at the next race. It's supposed to be at 194 miles. He's at 121 miles. Watch. That's what I'm seeing. Okay? I'm not into this. I look at this. I ordered this pizza. Give me the pizza. I mean, if you have to adjust the schedule, okay, fine. But give me the pizza that's ordered. But I'm going to tell you, Ricky, these birds, they look real good, eh? They're firing great. You want to take them to Gravenhurst tomorrow? 260? What are we going to get back?
And the other thing, on that line that we're training, short. First of all, loft flying gives them a bearing on where they are. Loft flying is very important. Not 10 minutes, not 15 minutes. Yeah. Half an hour and a half. Not 3 hours, because you're making them work too much. Anybody that says, I'm loft flying, my birds are flying 2.5, 3 hours, they're number one. No, all you're doing is burning them. Let them do that hour. That's it. Perfect. Get them in. But they're getting their bearings. Now, when you take them 2.5 miles, they get the bearing on that circle. Bang. Now you take them 10 miles to get it. Bang, bang, bang. Let's do it. Let's do it. And you keep going on.
And, you know, getting back to Leah's question, she said, well, why don't you go 13 times or 14 times before the first race? I couldn't take your pigeons down the road inside, say I gave it my very best, because I don't. If I'm going to go out and fly against anybody, I ain't training my pigeons 13 times to win. If I went to Belgium, and I know, I talked to the Belgians, If I train 7, 8 times, I'll train them my way because I know when you play sports, you want to keep the ball on your right foot and dribble it 150 times. It takes me about a month of doing it every day for an hour. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Repetition is key. And you know, short is good.
Robert Daughtry says you limit losses with more tosses. Well, 100%. But my question to everybody in the audience and to you guys is forget about the one loft race scenario, just your own club combine team. How many times do you take the birds training before the first race? How many? Let us know in the comments, and you guys let me know. Ryan, Richard, how many training tosses ideally would you like to have under your belt before the first young bird race of a regular race season? How many?
Me? I would like to do 60.
60, yeah.
60.
Anywhere from 40 to 60, you're in that. And it depends on how they're coming.
And plus, they must loft fly as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's your you'd like around 60 tosses before the first race. Robert Daughtry says 20 to 25. I'm gonna wait and get some more people's answers in because there's a point to why I'm asking. So Robert Daughtry says 20 to 25. You guys say 60. Come on, David Tracy, the rest of you, put in the comments how many training tosses do you think is ideal or would you like to plan for before your first race of the season? David Tracy, last year I went 60. So again, same as you guys, 60. We'll wait for maybe one or two more. And the reason why I'm asking, you know the reason why I'm asking this, Ryan, right?
No, you can ask me again.
Because we talked about it the other day. So I think my point is, and what Ryan and I talked about the other day is, because I said we do all these training tosses, and like, well, why are we doing it and nobody else is doing it? Why are they only getting away with 13 or 15? And what I said to Ryan is, what I don't understand is why is everybody okay with one loft races that only train their birds 10 to 15 times before the first race, but in your own loft and in your own system, you're taking them 30, 40, 50, 60 trainers to get them ready. Why is it the one lofts get a pass and it's okay for the one loft? I don't understand.
So you say something. I'm going to say something.
I have noticed some of the very best flyers around, and I would use a guy like Dave Rogers or whatever. Certain guys that I thought were real good, I noticed they never went into one loft, and I know why.
They knew.
They knew. There's no work being put in. It's a cash grab. The loft managers get it. I've seen guys there again. They're talking about feeding pigeons peanuts. Why are you feeding pigeons peanuts when they're loft flying? You don't need to do that. If you're trying to tell me you're giving the birds the best, you know what? Get up, get them out, get them basket trained, put the work in. Put the work in like you're going to try and kick everyone's ass you're going to go fly against. And if you do that, you're going to lose a lot of one-off birds. They won't happen.
If I can say something.
But you're going to get the cream of the crop.
If you have birds that fly open hole, okay, and they can fly 10 hours a day to the field, back to go, whatever, 10 hours a day, you are never going to beat those pigeons on a race course. Okay, nobody can do it. But Dave Rogers, I knew him, and he used to train 3 times a day. He used to work live 5 miles from work.
Right.
He would go to work in the morning, take the birds 5 miles to his work, let them go, and then he'd come home for lunch. And he'd grab his pigeons after lunch. It was only 5 miles. Take him a few minutes with his car. Load up the birds, take them back to work. Then in the evening, he would load up the birds and take them more than 5 miles. He'd do it 3 times a day.
It's repetition.
That's it.
And building confidence. And I'm going to tell you, young pigeons, they need repetition to learn how to ride the bike. They need it. Days off for young pigeons? Nope. No good.
No.
Go ahead.
So are the one lofts that only train 10 to 15 times before the first race, are those one loft birds built differently? Are they more capable? I don't understand. I don't get it. And meanwhile, you're paying these people to do the job. You're paying them to be trainers, and they're training a quarter of the amount to what you would train your own birds to prepare them for a club or combine. I don't get the logic.
The logic is this. If you want to run a one loft race, just turn your pigeon loft and go buy a clock, put up a poster, and guess what? You can charge people $150, $100 a bird, get the birds in, and you're going to make a little bit of money. So you think you're going to do it. You know what you're going to do? They don't put the work ethic in to get a result. There's no work. There's no work. I don't go on them. You know what? Down there in southern Ontario, Ricky there, he's a hell of a pigeon flyer. He gets those birds to cross the lake. Bang! He's winning combines. Hold on. He's bang, bang, bang. We give him birds to fly. Bang! He gets them to fly. Put him in a one-lot race. He doesn't give me the same work ethic. So what am I interested in? I'm not interested in that. I want to see what you can do.
And this is not a conversation about knocking other races. I just had a legitimate question.
Yeah.
Why we train 60 and the rest train 15 times? That's all.
Okay. The other thing, like I said, it's the focus, repetitious movements of the birds. Okay. The what do you call it? The confidence. You put the confidence into the birds. Confidence into the birds. Okay. The other thing you got to think of, we got maybe 85 flyers here in this loft.
Right.
That put birds in our loft. You got 85 different families living in this loft. So what it has to be is those youngsters, when they come in here, they know they're really from somewhere else. So what we have to do is build confidence to them that this is a great place. This is where they're going to come.
This has nothing to do. The question is why are all these one-lot races getting by with 13 tosses, writing down a bunch of bullshit on message boards and saying how great everything is? And can I ask you, we're at 10 tosses. They're firing good. Are they ready to go to 80 miles and fire like they did today or fire like they did on Sunday? Or are they going to wobble and crash?
No way.
They're going to
I
wobble
wouldn't even
and crash.
attempt it. I wouldn't even attempt it. They're nowhere near ready. And they look like they're on fire, but they are nowhere near ready, 80.
Now, I don't know, but this is what I'm saying. I'm watching these other races, and I watched one race already change the format, not the race format, shrinking the races and put up bullshit. You know what? I'm not going. I was going to go.
They shrunk it down and it was supposed to be 120, shrunk it to 80.
Like that's 40 miles difference.
Did they go to 80?
I don't know. Because once you start doing that, and that's why we say on our program, you will go every step of the way. Take a look at today. I'm driving back on with the camera on so you guys can see just how long it took me to do 10 miles. Do I really need to do this? I feel like I need to do this for the people to show them that I'm giving you my best. And you want to know what's real sick? Everyone else, they just crap the bed. And everyone, you're doing a great job.
Well, they actually beat you home.
Oh, no. Everyone else races, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job.
Those birds beat you home today.
You know what?
I don't know how fast you were driving. You're probably driving pretty fast.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying everyone that goes to these other races, I watch the message boards of bullshit of how great of a job they do. And I'm saying to myself, great job. Hey, Leah, for the next 4 weeks, no more videos, no nothing. They're going to get 6 more tosses and bang them into the race. What do you think the people would say then?
I don't know what the people would say, but I would say absolutely not, because I'm not doing that to the pigeons. It's not fair in my mind.
No, and I wouldn't do that because I want these pigeons to go out to kick ass. So if I go up against anyone, which I'm going up against him, and I did it to you on Sunday, I'm not going to knock it. My goal is to win. Every time out is to win.
So we've got some comments and questions, which I'm going to get to here in a moment. Rick Fife says, thanks, Ryan. I'm not quite sure. Jay-Z, they only train them to get them to the activation race. And Troy says, Ryan, you have 21 more days to go. What's the breakdown to get them ready to get them to 80 miles? What's the breakdown? I've got the whole schedule right here, right?
7 days a week. Go to work. Let's go and dig. That's what it is. And Rick says thanks. Rick is one of the best flyers in Southern Ontario. You can't take that away. That's the truth.
Well, also, he proved it here last year.
Yeah.
He had that gay pied, I think won him $9,000.
That's right.
That pigeon, but it comes from his blood that he works. He works. The basket works. And it shows.
We gave Rick Fife money banded birds. He did great with them. Good, hell of a good flyer. But I'm going to say, we're talking one lofting. It's a different bag. I don't have pigeons that can do his course. I don't have those pigeons. Emil Denny's, I asked Emil, do you have a pigeon that can do that kind of race? You know what Emil said? No pigeons that can do that race. He don't have the pigeons. And Emil Denny's flying Barcelona, and I'm asking him for help. Hey, Emil, please, will you help me out? What could you sell me here? He doesn't have that kind of pigeon. To drop it from 0 to nothing and watch it go. It just doesn't happen. I don't have that pigeon. I don't have pigeons around here for these one loft races. I don't.
On that note, anyway, just something to think about. I can't figure it out. So anyway, moving on. Speaking of racing, I think we're going to show the top 3 winners from Sunday, which was, of course, Hotspot number 1, the Duck Farm, 2 miles, or as Loft Manager Richard says, 2.5 miles. I think we'll start with 3rd place and then work our way to 1st place, if you're good with that, Ryan.
All right, I'll grab them. And hey, Ricky, watch out, eh? Because remember the pigeons that you said, that the people said to me, they're starving, eh? They're killing you. You're about to feel them now. Ready? They ate. And by the way, if you want, we can go back in there. They'll come off the purchase in the dark. Pull out your socks. But they're all going to feel like this. Hold on. I get 3rd place for you, Leah.
Okay, Ryan's going to grab 3rd place from Hotspot number 1, the Duck Farm. Loft Manager Richard, what do you think?
Yeah, I got a special show and tell. It's kind of a little bit off track, but
does Ryan know about it?
I'm gonna show a special.
Oh boy!
But I'll tell you, those greens though, man, they're terrible. I don't know how those birds can eat those things.
We're going to have a look at your 3rd place from Sunday. Ryan's got him there.
This is a gorgeous pigeon. I can see it right now. Oh, this is a hen.
Before you show, I will just show the photo. Here we go. 3rd place from Sunday's Hotspot number 1. Ryan Koch from Henry Ratter, rhymes with ladder.
Wow.
This is the 0819 from Henry. Go ahead, Ryan.
There you go. That's after today.
Wow.
How's the form? Not bad?
Ooh, beautiful.
These are the same pigeons you see rip my shoes off.
That looks like it's related to Jeffrey.
It does.
Henry, you got to be proud of that. That's a nice hen. If you can hear me, that is gorgeous. Oh. And what did she get beat by, though? Half a second? Not even? It's like she was right in there.
Yeah, not even.
Not even. Real good trapping bird.
But there you go. That's the condition, eh?
Wow.
Here. Tell me how much feed's in her. Give me your opinion.
And while you're handling Ryan Koch there, Dad, Ray Sheeran has a comment that I'm just going to get to. Ray says, I would rather they get lost being trained hard than not being trained and lost in the main race. I feel if my birds are trained well, they can compete. And that's how we feel as well. We feel we have to do whatever we can to prepare them to go to battle. And in our minds, that means consecutive training for at least a month. At least.
Yeah, this bird is 3/4 crop to feed. Very nice. She's going to muscle up a little bit more, a little bit keely, but as the muscle comes, as we move on, very nice. And as I often said, you get barn plugs in, or Gullagers, or whatever you call them, farrier pigeons, or whatever they call them, Pharaoh pigeons, and they're super buoyant. You never feel a lead barn plug. And whenever a barn plug comes in, he's just under 1/4 crop of feed at any time. He's never crop full. This bird here is 3/4 cropped of feed, racing pigeon, right? So this bird is so well fed. And meanwhile, you could take this pigeon, Ryan, and right now he'll chew your shoelaces off to get feed. right?
Very
I
nice,
don't
Henry.
know.
Congratulations. Third place. Well done.
Nice
Give us a
third
little
bar there starting. I mean,
round of
that could be a
applause.
miss.
I'll get second.
Yeah. I was saying earlier on that Ozzie Vanderbeeken was a great pigeon flyer in the west part of Ontario. And he probably had his picture 15, 20 times on the front of the CU book for being what he achieved in pigeon flying. When we went to his final auction, he was there, he had to get out of the birds, and he said, "This hen, I had the brother, but one day feeding, I stepped on his head." This guy was a champion flyer. So it goes to show you, if the birds aren't chewing your shoelaces off or they're not in the bucket, you're never going to beat Ozzie.
Oh boy, here's another one.
Look at
Look at that. I'm going to read, this is second place from, of course, hotspot number 1, the Duck Farm, 2 miles. Fergus from Classic Flight, band number 4715, winning $100. Go ahead, Ryan.
There you go. Show no scale, pink like ham. This pigeon isn't maybe it's nice in the hand. She's got so much fight, which I know if Emil Dennings would hear it, he would say to me, "That's the pigeon. Take the one with the fight in your hands." But I had said to Leah jokingly,
that's
Leah,
another hen.
Yeah, another hen. Leah, what did I say to you before the race? What did I say the bird to pick was?
You said Fergus.
Yeah, and it was second. But, again, what does we got here? 2, 4. It's got 5 flights to go. Super nice hen, super intelligent, nice orange, bright eye.
A bit less buoyant than the other one, from what I could see in the hands.
A little more muscle.
And a bit deeper.
A little more muscle.
David Tracy asks,
different.
how do you get them in that condition? And how do you get them to hold that condition for the whole race series?
I'm going to be honest with you.
It's I believe a technique of feeding, and there's that technique of feeding and training.
These birds aren't even ready yet. They've gone nowhere. They've done absolutely nothing. But we talk about it again and again. I've had people say to me, again, same amount of feed as the last one. "Ryan, your birds look starving. Ryan, your birds look starving. Ryan, how do you get your birds to eat that much?" First, we get them big and fat. Then we take it off of them. Then we discipline them with the feed. It has to be disciplined. I'm going to give you a great point. Ulrich Lemons. We're going to use Ulrich. And you did it, and it works.
Some people don't really know who Ulrich is.
Ulrich Lemons is a super flyer in Belgium. Very good. Hell of a good pigeon flyer. Young guy, good pigeon flyer.
And not his first generation. He's second or third generation pigeon flyer.
He says, jokingly, we're having some drinks, and he says, I call my birds in. I give them 90 seconds. He says they've been coming in for a week or two. Like, he lets them learn to go in and out. So 90 seconds. I close the chute, 90 seconds. Who's ever not in, I close the chute, they stay out for the night. He says, I do that. He says, after they're getting good at that, I close the chute in 60 seconds. Whatever doesn't come in stays out. He says you can get it right down to as many birds as you got in the loft. 30 seconds. Close the chute. What happens? Pigeons don't like it. Take a look last week. You went out. You locked 4 birds out. And Plugger, he's bouncing around on
Plugger's
that board.
son.
Plugger's son, bouncing on that board. Man.
Looking for a girlfriend.
You've taken them every day since then. You locked them out for the whole night, that pigeon.
Yeah, I got mad, and I just locked the chute.
And the birds are crawling the wire.
Crawling the wire after he was chasing the girls. He was crawling the wire to get in.
It's funny now. Every time I go up there, I look. Or today,
where's
Plugger? He's in. He didn't like that. Don't lock me out, man. You called me in. I respect you. You have to teach them respect. And then once you teach them the respect and you teach them, when I call you, you eat. Because you know what? you don't eat now, maybe you won't eat again. You get that in their mind, they eat properly, they eat good, and that's how you start to teach them how to put them, as I say, into condition.
Yeah. Another hen.
So that is second place, Fergus. Congratulations to Fergus. Ryan's going to now get first place to show you guys. Guys, if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. And then what do you have? Something to show, Loft Manager Richard? Do you have a show and tell?
Yeah. Is the show over? No.
No, we're still
I thought the
talking.
show was going to be over by 12 o'clock, maybe.
Well, we got a couple hours to go, so we got time.
Yeah.
Ryan's going to grab first place from hotspot number 1, the Duck Farm. While Ryan gets him, I will introduce him. Of course, first place, Prince from Mike Katowski, band number 3011, winner of $250, and also winner of the Pickbird for Chris Marshman. Ryan, you've got Prince there. Wow.
That's a cock, that one.
It's a hen.
Is it a hen?
Yeah.
Is
Looks
it?
like a cock.
It does look like a cock.
One of the oldest birds in the loft. Hold them all pretty good. Only dropped 3.
Wow.
But condition super. Vents are like steel. These remind me of the birds we sold from Mike Katowski. But
Yeah.
how's the condition look?
Yeah,
Very
beautiful.
nice.
There you go. Hey, tell me, should this bird even come and sit on your lap when you feed it at that feed full in the feed? Philly.
This bird is super conditioned. This bird here is more than 3/4 full.
You wouldn't believe it. And by the way, if you want, if I could do it, I would put the lights on in that loft.
Feed him again.
I wouldn't feed them. I'd sit down on the floor, come and sit on me and say, hey, can we have a little bit of food?
Well, I know I sit in the loft feeding my birds there, and I'll tell you, I'm going to let out something maybe a little bit private, but I got varicose veins on my legs, and I sit there with naturally shorts on, and I'm telling you, the pigeons are pulling on my socks, and they're pulling on my varicose veins, like
I know.
Like, come on, give me some feed, right? Like, we love you. Give us some feed. That's the way you got to have them. They got to be in that feed pail or chewing your your shoelaces or pulling your varicose veins.
Oh, what do we see there? Oh.
Look, Mike was one of the guys that had the nuts to do it, eh? He banded all his birds with $100 money bands. Him and Harry Paul.
Ryan, I wanted to show that photo. We were talking about eating your shoelace or chewing your shoelaces off. I wanted to show the photo of your legs tonight. Here,
My legs?
Not yours.
Oh,
Ryan's.
I can't show you my legs tonight because I didn't shave my legs today.
These are Ryan's legs after tonight's feeding.
Oh God! Oh, you want to see my varicose veins?
No,
we're good. We're good. We're good. But there we go.
No, they
There's
pull out my
Prince.
varicose veins. I'm telling you, I'm going. Oh, please.
Congratulations to Prince and Mike Katowski and Chris Marshman, the big winner of the Pickbird pot. Awesome. Well done to everybody.
Yeah. Dad, you want to put this one up?
Sure.
You can put it up. Yeah, Leah, congratulations to all the birds. I think, you know what? Congratulations to the birds that won money. But ladies and gentlemen, please, it's still 2.5 miles. All the pigeons did it great. There were no stragglers at 2.5 miles. Basically, every single pigeon did it in 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes. They were doing top speed in a headwind. Great. We got that mountain accomplished. Now we're on to the next one. We're working in a positive direction, slowly.
We're getting there. Tomorrow, back to 10 miles, the racetrack. And we're expecting to do the graduation, what do you think, Sunday?
Yeah, but they come home tomorrow, and they come home Friday and Saturday. We'll be at graduation on Sunday. I feel that they're They're understanding what we're asking. Yesterday we had a little bit of a couple birds came late, couple singles. Even today we had a couple singles. It means birds are learning, guys. If we do it perfect every time, we don't learn. We got to make the mistakes. They're good in pigeons. But you need the mistakes. So we're going to have a couple screw ups. This is pigeon sport. But we're trying to minimize, put the birds, and give them a good job, give them a good work, be sensible, and get them to work.
Oh, absolutely, and I think so far they're responding great, and they're doing great day by day, right? You never know what tomorrow's going to bring, and we just got to go here day by day.
Yes, day by day. That is correct. Another thing we want to talk about this coming week here, Leah, I've had people ask me how to do pick birds. Where do I go to check out? I don't know if I should put something together, maybe a little video of how to do it.
Maybe we've only got 10 people on the line right now, so maybe what I'll do tomorrow is I'll just put a little quick video together, like a 1-minute video, that we can just sort of play over and over, and I'll have it maybe posted on our website where people can see how to add your pick birds, how to check out, where to pay. Maybe I'll just put together a little video montage that we could play tomorrow, and you could play during the shows, and people can look at our website to see how to do it. There's only 10 on right now, so I think maybe I'll put a video together tomorrow.
Yeah, not a problem. Again, I think Leah, we talked about. Leah got a nice email there the other day from the Pickbird winner about carrying the money over. You got an email saying to carry it over.
Right. So super nice of Chris Marshman. She did donate back into the pot for this week a whole bunch of money, and that's why our Pickbird this week already is at $625. $625. I know on our website it says $650, and I have to update it. The last 2 picks came in just before we went on. So $625 in this week's Pick It to Win It pot. Also a reminder, folks, that we do have the Pioneer Master Breeder activation still open. People are asking, when are we going to close it? We don't know yet. People are still picking. As long as you guys are picking and enjoying the picking, we're going to leave it up. So it's going to stay up at least until the 10-mile graduation, and then we'll decide if we're going to close it down or keep it going. But both series are available for activation on our website, featherselitepigeonauctions.com or fipa.ca. Also, if you missed any of the hotspot races, I am going to be posting them right at the beginning of your Pickbird and your Master Breeder. I'm going to post the results as your first lot. So we have, of course, hotspot number 1. But if you missed it and you want to rewatch the show, or you want to watch them come in, and you click on that first lot, you're going to see a rebroadcast of Sunday's race. So if you want to watch it, and an easy way to find it is on our website. I will be posting all race videos up on our website, so you guys have one place to go and click on it, and you can go and watch it if you want. I also have photos of all the winners up, so you can scroll through and you could take a look at all the winners in chronological order. And I also have the results here as well that you can look up too. So all that information is available on our website for you guys to look at. Thought I'd make it easy, kind of a one-stop shop where you guys can take a look at it. So there you go. Ryan, back to you.
Yeah, there you go. That guys, that job there doesn't get done. Just say make it happen. That's a lot of uploading, a lot of editing. Great jobs on those photos. Great job. The pigeons did a great job. Leah, you did great. Ricky, super condition on his birds. Guys, again, this guy's going to beat me hard. Twisted Sister birds are coming along good.
I have a comment to make.
Go ahead. I love how you just.
We got to say great for the birds. The birds, as you know, we did go through some sickness. You had quite a bit of sickness in your loft, a little more than I did. And the birds came through that amazingly, and they're bouncing back nice and strong. And that's what I say. Hats off to the birds. Thanks for the health coming back. Some of them ended up not so, they didn't survive it, but I mean, we all get sickness, so, right?
We'll keep going.
Yeah, and they're coming back nice and strong. Very nice and strong. Mentally, the response in the brain, very, very strong. Right? That's the main thing.
Yeah, the brains don't seem to look scrambled yet, and they're. I tell you, they are leaving the spots very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I'm not getting too high on them. Day by day.
If I can go back some years ago, maybe 8 years ago, when we had a trifecta group, and we ended up in sickness, and the birds came through the sickness. They looked to be, and they looked so strong and so healthy, but you let them out, and from 10, 15 miles, it took them hours to come home. They weren't. There was something happened there in the brain. These birds here are.
Leo, what's the date today?
It is the 10th of August.
So we've got 1 month till the first race. It's the September 9th.
What's that? A Saturday?
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, we've got 1 month. Yeah, we've got
not 21 days.
Basically 29 days.
29 days.
And we've been training what? A week and 10 days.
Straight. 10 straight.
Yeah.
10.
And yes, we do like to train in overcast. We like that. We like the headwinds. We like the heat. The reason we like it is because when we race, we're going to get those situations. And I better make sure I know I've trained them in those situations. That way I know they can handle the situation.
Mm-hmm. We don't train in the fog.
No.
And we do train in drizzle. I know we've been loft flying here, and so we let them out, and they're flying in the rain, and they're flying in the drizzle. They fly for half an hour, 40 minutes. And then we discuss, well, afternoon, it's still raining and drizzle. Well, we're only going up the road 15 miles, 10 miles. They're in the loft. They dried off. Away we go. And they're not going in a thunderstorm, but if you can loft fly for 40 minutes in the rain, then you can train for 25 minutes in the rain.
And even guys, even if it's drizzling lightly and you're a little scared, hey, take them to just 2 miles. Take them to that starting spot. Let them out. They're going to build confidence in it. You don't have to take them to your 50-mile spot or your 20-mile spot if you're scared. Just take them to the 2-mile spot, your first spot where you've repetitioned them from. Build the confidence.
That's it, right? Now, you were a professional soccer player at one time. Now, did you not, when you were in Europe, in Belgium, playing, and you also played in France, is that not right? Yeah. Did you not train in the rain?
I did everything.
Yeah. Did you not train when it was, when you had a little bit of that in Belgium, you get that little bit of freeze at night, frost? You went on the field when there was a little bit of frost. When there was rain, you still played in the rain.
But we're not talking games. Just practice. Just play. Right. Go and play.
Even games. You played games in the rain.
Everything. Sure.
Right. So you got to get accustomed to be able to run on a field when the field is scum wet.
That's right.
Right. You can't just say, "Oh, guy, I'm not going to play. The field's too wet for me." You know what he's going to tell you? Goodbye.
Yeah.
What about the football players? They play in the snow. They play in all this shit.
Sure.
So the birds got to know how to play.
I think.
That's it.
But the normal one-loft race, they will not do that because guess what? They can't. They don't want to lose you. They don't want to lose the bird because they know you won't come back next year. But from what I'm seeing, people just go back anyways because I don't think people know what they. I don't even know if people care. Just saying.
All I know is at the end of this series, I know that our birds have been worked, they've been trained, and they've been prepared to go to battle. If they still at the end of it don't win or don't make it, at least we can look at ourselves in the mirror and know at the end of the day that we did everything we could to help them get there. That's it.
All I can say is when you take your bird home from our one-loft race, you will be 100% damn proud of it.
Yes.
It's not a lucky shot.
No.
You'll be damn proud of it. It worked right from 2.5 miles right to 325 miles. You'll see it, see it, see it, see it, see it, see it. You'll be damn proud to take it home.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
that's it. It's not a lucky shot piece of shit. It got a tailwind. The guy thought it was a blue sky, or maybe it went to grandma's house and old grandma let it go. You know, this is not the deal. This is what we call the truth. The truth. From start to finish. And you see the bullshit going on here? That's the truth. Any bullshit you see here between him, myself, Leah, whatever, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Of the race.
Yeah.
Period. That's it.
It's the journey.
Now,
it's the journey
that
that people take with us. That's right. It's the journey from start to finish.
Paul McAloney from Scotland, top-notch pigeon flyer, second generation. Third, you interviewed him. I seen it right on the thing. You asked him about one-off races. He shook his head. He went, right? But he did say, the only one-off race I'll go in is the Pioneer race.
Yeah, well, because you get to listen. Well, you know what? We went in UK. I bought 2 birds, a Kevin Zarafa bird and a Formula One bird. And I can't fly in England because they don't live there. And I gave the birds to Formula One, John Gladwin. And I said, John, whatever you do, you just fly these as hard as you want, fly them your way, and go, go, go. Yeah. He looked at me, he said, that's the only way I fly. And you know what? That's great. But that's what I want. Go out there and fly my pigeon like you're a winner. The way however you want to race, however you won, that's what I want to see you do with the birds that I give you. And that's what I expect. When I go to the California Classic, John Timmerman gives me his very best. The Holiday Cup, they give me their very best. That's why I like those races. Because you know what I get? I get pigeon men out there to work to win. That's what I want. That's what I want to play in. Anyways.
On that note, great show this evening. Lafayette Richard, did you want to show something, or are we going to wrap it up?
Here.
Oh, a show and tell?
Hey, hold on.
No.
Since you lost.
If you can eat one of those.
Since you lost, you want to eat the whole leaf?
Yeah.
Hey,
if you can eat one of them, you're a real person.
I just want to say.
I'll tell you. Why don't you put it in your iced tea there?
And stir it. No.
Yeah. I want to show. Have a show and tell. What do you want to show? And it's a little bit off course.
Oh,
but
boy.
I'm going to show it to you right now. Okay.
Take your muffs off. Good luck. I have no clue. Leah, this is called Ricky Freeballing.
It's okay. There's only 8 people on, so if it's horrible, only 8 people are going to see it. So it's okay. Do you know what it is? I'm afraid. I'm always afraid when he's got a little twinkle in his eye.
Leah, this is the biggest. This is going to be the dumbest thing ever. Can you lift your feet when you walk? You sound like Shuffles here. We're going to call you Shuffles.
Oh, boy. What is that?
There you go, folks. Just
banana.
leave it right there. Thank you. Okay. Now, my wife and I went shopping the other day, Nancy and I, and, you go to Walmart, and these bananas, I already had a few of them myself.
They're rotten.
Yeah. These bananas here were on sale for $2 for this whole bunch of bananas.
Okay.
And like Ryan says,
they're rotten.
Half of them are rotten. But Nancy's going to make a banana cake. So I said, holy jumping, what kind of banana cake are you going to make? We're going to have a huge banana cake. Anyway, so what happened was I went to have a banana, and it was quite rotten. I was going to mix it with yogurt, banana and yogurt, and I thought, oh, God, this thing's rotten. So then I took the banana. I took it outside in the morning, and just to see what the birds will eat. But I went to the chickens, and I gave them a full banana, skin, banana, the whole thing. They ate everything. They ate the skin, the banana. They ate the whole part on top. I'm just saying, let's try it with the birds.
Maybe they'll
eat bananas.
Here, can I offer you a leaf?
Oh, no. I don't know how they can. We should show a video tomorrow of them eating it. But that's my show and tell for the day, folks. I was amazed. I fed the chickens the banana, 3 chickens, They ate everything. It was gone in about a second. And they're
There
getting
you
fed
go.
well too.
Hey, I want to ask you a question before we wrap this up.
What?
On the race day, I crushed you pretty hard on that last one.
Oh, that's
You're going to have to help your team out now.
You only got what, another minimum 150 tosses plus the races. So, you know,
You're gonna do it to me this week?
Absolutely. No, I'm not. No.
You better.
We
No,
will see.
absolutely.
Ryan, you're going to be back on tomorrow with some law flying. What's the plan? And we're going to wrap this up.
I don't know. I might come on in the morning. I might just kick them out, and I'm going to give them. You know what? You're going to see them. They're going to have a bath tomorrow. They're going to get to go out. They're going to have a bath. You'll see a bath time. We'll do sitting down talking. Then we'll get them basketed up, and again, maybe 5 o'clock tomorrow or 4:30, 5 o'clock. We'll take them training again. Maybe 6, between 4 and 6. We'll take them and go from there.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take bananas, put them in the blender, and I'm going to put it in with my water. My birds are going to get bananas this week.
Milk smoothies. Milk smoothies. On that note, I want to thank you guys for your input, your comments, your participation, your questions. Great show. Congratulations again to all the winners. Good luck to everybody for this week. Don't forget to get your picks in and your master breeder. And that's it for me. If you want to wrap it up, Brian?
Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Good luck. And remember, you're only as good as the last time out. So let's hope tomorrow we have a good training flight. Up till now, I'm very proud of these birds.
Every time you let your birds out for a law fly,
you can lose them.
They're not yours.
That's right.
Until they come back on that board.
Hey.
Same thing with a training toss. Same thing. They're not yours. They're gone.
That's Ricky.
Right.
You can't see Leah. You can only hear. We fooled you guys on a Wednesday night, Monday night show.
Oh, by the way, why don't we get some of those green leaves, some Italian dressing on it. Let's see what kind of men we are.
Guys, thanks for flying with us. Have a great night and enjoy your pigeon racing. Bye for now.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.